Or we can have eucalyptus by itself, which does a really dynamic job at liquefying mucus and letting you get it out. But which eucalyptus? There's 300 some odd types of eucalyptus. Well, we're going to smell a couple of them. Okay, you ready to do eucalyptus? If your nose is burning or if you start having trouble distinguishing smells, take a little sniff of the coffee beans, and it'll help clean that little nose palate. The first eucalyptus we're going to smell is called Eucalyptus smithii. And Eucalyptus smithii is eucalyptus that's pretty safe to use on our small children. Not babies. We're looking at probably 2-3 years or older. If you're working with children younger than that, please contact me and we'll walk you through how to do that before you get into doing much work with the little tinies. This eucalyptus is very different than what we normally associate with eucalyptus. It almost has, if you're familiar with the smell of valerian root, an herb called valerian root, this has almost a valerian root type odor. Can you pick up on it? Kind of that. Put down the good ones and smell this. This is not the most pleasant odor. Somebody has described it as dirty socks. Yeah, possibly. It's not exactly pretty. Yeah, it smells like valerian. But this is very, very good. This little oil we can safely use with younger children. But in addition to this, this is a great preventative. Diffusing it in a room really helps kill off a whole bunch of nasty little cold and flu type viruses. Pretty neat. A little stinky, but pretty neat. Okay, we're going to do number 2 in the eucalyptus range. I love the eucalyptuses. They're just incredibly good. The next eucalyptus is the one that is most commonly associated. If you walk into a store and you see eucalyptus oil, this is most of the time what you're going to get. It's called Eucalyptus globulus. This is Vicks. Or if you're lazy like me, I call it Eucalyptus glob. Now, very powerful oil. It's good antiviral again, antibacterial, got a lot of powerful qualities. But this is an oil you definitely don't want to use on little kids or people who are frail or aged. It's very aggressive. Feel the difference. This is not so much a smell difference as a feel difference from the smithii that you smelled earlier. I actually had a friend of mine who was quite elderly who was having trouble breathing, and so I pulled out the Eucalyptus globulus. It was handy, and I said, here, just smell this. And she did, and I came back a couple hours later, and her nose was bleeding. And the basic sense was this was so powerful that it just caused her nose to start bleeding, and she ended up having to have her nose cauterized to stop the bleeding. This is not one I use for anyone frail, anyone older, seriously older, or little tiny kids. Okay? But can you smell the difference? Can you feel the difference between those two? One is a lot more aggressive than the other. The one I use by far the most is called Eucalyptus radiata. And this one you might want to clean your nose for because you just did the real potent one. And they're all wonderful. They all have great qualities. And we use them differently. Fun stuff. Okay, this is Eucalyptus radiata. Feel the difference. It's a much softer. Doesn't have that grab that you got from the globulus. But yet it's extremely good as an expectorant, letting that mucus break down and drain out. It is also good for pulling things out of your skin. When I was a kid and I'd get a splinter, Dad would get out his pocket knife and dig at my flesh to get out the splinter. I've used this and covered it up, and it's actually helped pull splinters out. Very effective. And it's just an incredible fresh smell. That's a good one. Of course, all the oils are good, just different ways. Yeah.
I converted from globulus to radiata.
Yeah, it's most people feel more comfortable with it. It has very similar impact. It just goes at it a little more gently. It's kind of the difference between having somebody stomp on your back when it's sore and having somebody do a nice massage on it. So.
Okay, Eucalyptus radiata, you said that you put it on your skin to pull out the splinter. Do you do it neat or mix it with something else?
On an adult or an older, or, somebody say 6 or so years of age and up, I would say put it on there neat, undiluted, and then cover it. Because when you cover it or occlude it, it keeps it from evaporating so quickly, so it holds it there and it has more time to help draw it out. Yeah. Actually, what we've started doing, because when I was a kid, when my dad's pocket knife wasn't available, we would take white bread and put milk on it and put it over splinters, and it would draw it out. So what we started doing is using bread that had yeast in it and putting eucalyptus on it and putting it on splinters, and it works very effective. I think it's partially the yeast and partially the eucalyptus, or a combination of the two. Works very well. Those are 3. I want to do a 4th one of the eucalyptus, and this one most of you probably have never smelled. This is a eucalyptus we use in a lot of skincare. It's called Eucalyptus citriodora or Eucalyptus lemon. This is not 2 oils put together. This is one plant. Because people always accuse me of doctoring, and that's not the case. Okay. We use this again on skin a lot of times to help pull out impurities. It is beautiful. This is also a very, very powerful antimicrobial. Very nice. We use this a lot. In fact, there was just an article out, actually in regular news, about this being one of the best bug repellents going. It's just it's very pretty. It makes people want to smell or smile. Yeah, you're going to smell, you smile. But this is just really, really a nice oil. It works very powerfully against a lot of viruses and a lot of bacteria. It's just beautiful, and it cheers you up. Anytime you smell that citrus smell, the thing that smells like a lemon there, you get an increase of those endorphins. And endorphins make you happy, lower your perception of pain, tend to make you want to smile. Pretty nice. Pretty nice. So that's what we do a lot of times if we've got somebody who's all stopped up, get brave. All these things will open up your respiratory system, allow you to get it out, and then you can move on.